Well, hello everyone. We are going to be making a gingerbread pick. I'm going to show you how to make the gingerbread and then how to put it together. I just flipped off and now I flipped on. Hopefully I stay on. And my Amazon man just came and dropped something off and I think it was what I needed for tonight. He's a little bit late. Okay, I'm gonna get started because I don't know how long it's gonna take me to do this. Anyways, we are going to start with this is our little pattern of our gingerbread. And the material that I'm using for this is just some felt that I gotten from Hobby Lobby. It's 39 cents a sheet for this color. They had a couple of colors. I would have liked to have gotten sparkly, but they didn't have any in sparkly. I'm having a hard time finding sparkly felt. So if anybody knows where I can get that, I'd appreciate you give me a holler. I had to order it from Amazon, which I'm going to use for my snowman head. And what I'm doing is I got my pattern down on my felt and I'm going to trace it, which I don't know. You'd think that I'd be good at this, but I could tell you I have more problems drawing my stuff out. And not as much drawing it, well, probably drawing it too, cutting it. It's like, okay girl, what is wrong with you? You can't get nothing straight. So I'm not getting any comments, so I don't know if anybody's on this with me. But if not, I'm just going to go ahead and go through this. So I've made my two little pieces here, and now I'm going to cut it out. I'm going to try it with the red to see if I don't get, sometimes you get a little bit of it because I put them, you know, inside out on top of this, and the red will look a little bit better because you won't notice it as much because of the trim. So let's cut these two in half. I'm trying it with red, we'll see. Maybe it'll be more noticeable, I don't know. And we're just gonna cut it out. And then when you get them both together, after you glue them together, then you can see if you know, they're not totally equal all around, and you can trim it after you have glued it. I just trace it with, I made my pattern off of a poster board so that I can be able to use a pattern again and again. It doesn't come apart as easily. I use a poster board for almost all of my patterns because it seems like I'm like a Ford assembly line. I'm always making lots of them. Okay. So how is everyone doing tonight? I hope you guys had a good week. Mine hasn't been very good, but I don't know, I'm feeling better. I still got all this crud in my throat, but it's that time of year. I don't even know. I don't even think, I think the rag week just started, so I'm not sure about any of that. Because that's usually when I have my worst time with my sinuses. But I think my allergies anymore, since I've gotten older, it's just year round. Just trace this out as easy as you can with cutting it. So now we got 2 here. The other one I did with black. We'll see what difference it makes. Let's see, there's one. Now we'll cut this one out. Hi Deb, how are you doing? We're making a little gingerbready. We're gonna make a pick out of these. We're gonna make these and then I'm gonna put them together and show you how to do that. Hi Susan, making a little gingerbread. Your allergy, I know, mine is awful. I wake up in the morning and I don't know. It's awful. And today I felt okay, kinda. I don't know, I woke up early and then I laid down on the couch and I fell asleep till like 12 o'clock. And that just makes me like, I feel like a zombie now. Now I just feel like I wanna go lay down. But I know if I lay down that Debbie will be up at 1 o'clock in the morning. So, I don't know. I think it's all the drainage. I think you drain all that crap. Hi, Miss Dawn. I think you drain it and that's what makes you feel so sick. Because I just feel kind of yuck now. And if I take allergy pills, they make me get migraines. Because like, I don't know, I guess it dries me out too much. I'm not real sure. And I've been to specialists and they always want to do crazy. I don't know, last time I went he told me about going in and burning inside my nostrils, my nerves or something like that. And I was just like, yeah, okay. I'm going to have to be really gone for you to do that one to me. We're just cutting out, what I've traced on felt, my little gingerbread guys. One I did with black magic markers, and then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll use red because my trim is like a red and white, so that if you see any of it, you won't notice as much. But once we put on the, you know, I always try to find things that I can, if I make mistakes or if there's glue, I put on some kind of topping that will cover up any boo-boos I have. Because there's one thing I'm not is perfect on things. I try, but glue is like, I find it almost an impossibility. I tried to find some, well, I'm gonna make that snowman head. And real hard because I needed like a felt with glitter on it, and I didn't want to spray anything on it because then it makes it too hard to manipulate, you know. So I had a hard time with that. And I couldn't find the right material, but I think I've gotten, I'm going to go tomorrow to see if they got it at Joann's. I looked online and I think I've gotten what I need for that. So that's what we'll be doing next week. And hi Linda, thanks for stopping by. I'm just cutting out my edges because I got one made. But the one that first one I did, I used the on the top of it I put the diamond dust, but I put a little bit of glitter in it, and the glitter was more like had some golden stuff in it, so it gave it a little bit of a, I don't know if it's because of the brown, whatever, but I didn't care for it. So these we're just going to do with the diamond dust and not white glitter. Okay. So that's cutting it out. We're going to try this one because I already got one glued together. And I'm going to put the parts where my writing is on the inside. And then just fit it right over top of it. Try to get it. You can stretch this a little bit. And then we'll go around and trim. And I'm just going to go around the edges here with this to get around the edge. Try not to get too much in there so it glues out. So what have you guys been doing? What have you guys been working on? Anything fun? No? Yes? Yes? No? I got some really pretty ribbon, and I'm ordering the other stuff. I'm going to make I think a wreath with it. I just really, isn't this pretty? I just have fell in love. So now I'm going to design something for that. And that ought to make me happy for a while. Go around the edges and make sure you got it towards the edge. And whatever edges, just pull it off. Any of the glue. To be honest with you, my poor fingers are just, I think they're immune to it. I got myself really good the other day. I forgot to turn down. I had my glue gun turned up and forgot about it. And oh my God, did I ever mess my fingers up. Nothing fun. Cooler weather. It's been warm. Well, it's been, well, you've been doing good things. So now I'm going to go around and just kind of trim the edge so that it's any part that is a little bit bigger to make it even all the way around. Alright, these look pretty good. Well, this looks a little bit. I think I got a little bit too much glue on this edge here. really with the felt, you can just like ride your tip of it down alongside of it. You don't really have to have like a stream of your glue. You can kind of smush it into the material and it will stick. And we are going to use this to do our outline right here. This is twine. This came from Michael's many moons ago, so I don't know if they have it there anymore. I'm sure they do, but I don't know if they have this. This is like 100 yards. Yeah, it is 100 yards. Yeah, you're not going to get that now, but I know they have it at Hobby Lobby. And most of the little accessory things that I'm going to use today are from Hobby Lobby. My trims, my buttons that I'm going to use for it. This I know they sell because I couldn't find this originally. I knew I had it, but I couldn't find it. And bought some from Hobby Lobby, and of course then I found it. But the quantity is much less. So what I do is I will cut it off like there, and then I take a little bit of my glue just on the tip, not a lot, and then just kind of wipe it off with your fingers. Make sure your oh well, we better turn this down. This is a little bit high. I usually have mine like around 250 when I'm working with this kind of stuff, and you can tell whether or not, and this will just keep your threads together. So we're going to set it here, and we're going to start right in this area and just take it and put it around the edge. And I'm just going to run this down. You don't have to really make a stream. You can just like rub it along and try to keep that right into the point, because that's where you want to end up with on the other, when you come around the edge. And I'm just taking it and putting it right on the edge. Okay, so I smeared a little bit there, but I don't think it's going to make any difference once I put the other edge on there. So just bring it, lay it right on the material, and I just like flatten it out on it, because you just want it to stick. Then pat it. And if you get a little bit of glue on there, it'll be all right, because we're going to put a finish on the top of it after we're all done, and you're not going to see it. Because that diamond dust is more or less like little chips of crystal looking things, and it just won't show up. Just follow the outline that you got going. All the way around. I bet you, Dawn, and I bet you guys are getting ready. When is the, you know, Dawn, I signed up for the virtual, and do I get a am I supposed to get an email that's gonna direct me to it, or did I get it and I just didn't see it, and I just went through erasing things? I also found that bigger gingerbread at the Dollar Tree. Now, you could use that for a pattern if you wanted to make a bigger one. The only, I don't like his arms. I don't like his arms down like that for some, of course I don't. But that you could make, and make it out of this, make it a little bit bigger, and then stuff it if you wanted to. And that's just a wooden one from the Dollar Tree. I'm just bringing it down to right there is where we're going to cut it off at the end. There's a group you join. Do I have to get a you send out an email, is that it? And when is that? It's not this week, is it? Is it this week or is it next week? Okay, so then I'm going to cut it off right here at the tip, at the V, and then I'm going to lay some glue right on top of that so that the doesn't separate and I don't get it stuck everywhere, maybe stuck to my fingers. It looks like that. So now we're going to, I'm using the buttons for the eyes and the buttons that go down. These are from Hobby Lobby. And then I got, these are another set of buttons, and they're like little bows and they're like jeweled, and that's what the eyes are like jeweled, that we're gonna put on for the bow tie right here. Then we'll have, let's see, the little eyeballs. First I should get maybe this glue off my fingers so it doesn't stick to everything. And then I'm using one of these little jewels that I got from, to stick for a mouth, because everything else was too big. Or a nose, or whatever. It doesn't have a mouth. So let's set this up and see how it looks. If I can make things stop sticking to my fingers. I need to saw down my fingernails because they're way too long. Okay, it's the 27th and 28th. All right, meet and greet on Thursday. Okay, I thought maybe it was this week, and I thought, don't want to forget. Let's see if I can get this to be flat. Make everything stop sticking to my fingernails because they got glue on them. Yeah, that would be nice. That would be real nice. Let's see. 1, 2. How far down did I go? 3. Let's try to make these pretty even, Debbie. This goes up. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now let's see if I can get this on there right. Let's put these right there. And now with this, if you made a bigger one like this, I would advise if you use this type of felt, if you're not going to stuff it, that you take it and put some interfacing, the iron-on stuff on one of them to make it a little bit stiffer so it will stay up, not flop over. So we're going to put the eyeball there, and the other eyeball here. Yeah, looks good. One eyeball. Hey Carolyn, we're making a felt gingerbread pick. 2 eyeballs, let's get them even so they're not cross-sided. We'll put the bow tie up. Yeah, get that on. That you should put, maybe put the little bow tie on first, so that will be your keeping everything even. Yes. Now we're going to put the buttons going down. See, and if you have a little bit of glue that kind of comes out on it, it's not going to show up once we put that diamond dust on it. Now, normally, I would spray these outside when I put the Mod Podge spray, but we're going to do it in here. Okay. Now this we're going to use for the mouth or nose or something because we don't really have enough room for all of that. So let's just put this right there. A little dab of glue. And we're going to stick this little kind of pick off some of my glue here. And this is what it looks like this way. We got one more to do before we hook them all together. Let's see, this didn't stay, so I'll put a little bit more glue down on this. Just lightly wipe it over the top so it will stick those. The worst part is my nails, they need to be sawed down, they're too long, and I keep catching glue on them. And then it just like it sticks on everything. And I was gonna do that before, and I forgot. Okay, there's our next little guy. Now we're going to do this one. Let's glue down our tip here so that it doesn't ravel. Yeah, I don't even think I have feelings in my fingers anymore from the glue. These are really, really cute once we get the coating on them with diamond dust and hook them all together, because you can make picks very easily like this. The only thing I didn't, I didn't find my brown. You could do this brown where you took, because we're going to be using this to hook them. And all you do is take some brown with a brown paint and a little white, and just wipe down this if you want to. If you want to do it brown, I couldn't find this at Hobby Lobby, the brown tape, and I knew I had some, but this is probably all dried out. But I didn't find it till just a few minutes ago. So you can do it brown. You don't have to do it white. But Hobby Lobby didn't have any of the brown tape. Possibly Joann's might. I don't know. But that's where I gotten it before. They didn't have it when I was in there this week. So we are going to make a little cut with your little X-Acto knife or whatever right here. Let's see. Yeah, I can do that. I can cut it off. Just a cut that will go through both the materials that you've glued together. Then you just stick this piece through, because you're going to hook it over the front. See, it just stick it through, and then bring it straight down. I'm going to cut mine off a little bit because I made it a little bit too long. See, so it's just down like this, straight through, down at the bottom, and then put a little glue on this on the outside. Just like rub it on. You don't have to have a big splotch of it because it will. Then we're going to put some on this, on the front of it. And then let it squish it right into there so that it will stick. So there you have it. So we'll let that one dry. Don't stick your fingers in it, Debbie, and goo it up. And we'll do this one. Now I'm going to go around the edges of this. Get the glue off your fingers so everything doesn't stick to you. Let me see if I've done that already. I haven't. So let's go around the edges to make sure I've got it stuck pretty good. So I think, and let's stick this so that it doesn't come undone. Then we'll go around the edges of this and make sure we got our edges done. I think you're better off using a red magic marker instead of the black. I didn't think about that until after I'd already cut this out, because it's not really going to show, or you're just not going to notice it. You'll notice the black more if you have any of the edges like around here. So stick with the red. Things come to me after I do things. Okay. And now we'll start out with this one and get this one all ready, and then we're going to put our little goodie stuff on top to make it look all pretty. So then any little boo-boo you make, you kind of cover it up. So let's run our glue down again. Start right there at the crease, crack, whatever you want to call it, of my little gingerbread boy, or whoever he is. And then just followed it right around the edge. And I'm just more or less rubbing it right on the felt to stick it down. Because once you put the Mod Podge spray on there, that's going to be another coating of everything once you got it all on. Is anybody doing any fall craft shows? I think things like this would sell big. Easy, quick. Hi Brenda, you're not late. Nobody's late. These are little gingerbreads made out of felt that are cut out and 2 of them glued together. Now we're putting on the edges of it with the twine. Coming around the corner. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put his other things on. I forgot. Ooh, glad I just thought of that. I'd have been all done and had half of it done. Jeez, oh, pizza. Okay, we're bringing it up to the edge there, where we're just going to cut it and then glue it in. I'm just going to put some glue over the top of it to seal the twine. I can do that without, you know, I did the first one and it was just perfect. I didn't have any trouble with the glue. Now I'm like, I'm all glued together. Okay, got that all there, got it all around. If you have any little glue messes, it's not, you're gonna, the Diamond Vest will cover it. Where did I get the twine? This came from Michael's, and they might still sell it, I don't know, but they do have it at Hobby Lobby, but you don't, this is this is really old. I bought it a very long time ago, I don't remember how many years ago, it could be 10 years, could be 15 years, don't know. But they do sell it at Hobby Lobby, but of course it's not in this large quantity. And I usually, any of my trims in that are gonna come apart, I usually tape them off when I cut them, or I put just a little bit of glue on the edges of it to seal it. Okay, now we're gonna put the face and all that good stuff on. Here's his bow tie. Let's get his bow tie, and these are all buttons. These are buttons from Hobby Lobby, and I think these were like 99 cents for each one of these. They discount. They say they're like $2.49, but they're just, I guess they're buttons. I think they're going to discontinue it. They're going to discontinue something because the way that at my store, the way they have them now, they don't have them on a rack anymore. They have them like in a little section. I thought they stopped selling them because I knew that they had these. Now you can get these, I don't know if they have them in black, but Walmart does sell the ones in black, but I do think, I don't know how many are in a package, and I know they're more money, but you might get more in a package, but I don't remember them having red. So, we're going to take off 5 of these. And I think they have 2 different sizes of, this is the smallest one, of the black buttons that are like glittery looking. And we're just going to take our nippers and just cut, you know, snap off the part to attach it for a button, because it's just acrylic. Okay, I'm going to do some eyeballs. Let's do this first, so then I can a little bit of glue. Then we're going to put these down. Looks like I got one of those, they're kind of crooked. A little bit crooked. Yeah. Okay, we got this there. I got a little bit of glue on my buttons, but it's not going to make any difference because once I got glue all over my ring. Jesus. Okay, we have to put trim on these, and I forgot to do that. What do you think? Should we do red or white? I put white on that one, so let's try one with red just to see if it looks better. This too came from the real small, came from Hobby Lobby. Now I don't know, they might have it somewhere else. This is just, I knew they had it there. I don't know if I like do. Okay, that one will do. Maybe we'll do one red and the two of those white. Yeah, I kind of like the red. I'm going to do this one red too. It is Celebrate. Yeah, it is Michael's brand. Now, whether or not they still have it, because it's been years, I don't even remember what I got it for. But they probably still have it. Maybe. I don't usually have that kind of luck when I have something, and if I like it and I go back to get it, it's like they don't make it no more or something like that. That's kind of my luck. When I'm putting this down, I'm just like taking my tip and just rubbing it right into the felt, because I don't really want to put a stream of it in there. I just want it to attach it. Okay, now we got two. Let's put our little thing in there, and then we'll spray them and we'll glitter them up. Oh, I didn't put his little bebop there on. And this is just like a little jewel that you don't have. You can just get a little itty bitty one. I think they sell them at Dollar Tree, a little bag of them. See, so then it looks like that. So now we're going to put our wire. This is a coated wiring that we are going to see if I touch that with my finger. We are going to cut it about right here, because I want it to come through and then come down. Okay, then we just stick it right through where we cut it, if I can find it. There we go. Crazy, I'm gonna end up cutting a huge hole in this thing. There we go. So now we have it flat on the back. We want it to be flat on the back and then flat coming down. So all you're doing is flipping that down to like right where the crotch of it there ends. So it's going to be right in that. Put a little bit of glue on the back. and flip it over. I'm going to cut a little bit of this off so it's right at the edge. And then just glue it right down. Let me dry it a minute before I stick my fingers on it. Just hold it together so that it will adhere. Glue on my button. Okay, so now we're going to stick all this goodies up here. You know, this is the Mod Podge spray. It says it's super shine, but I don't think it really makes any difference because we're going to be putting on there the diamond dust. This I get this from Amazon. This, I think I got this at Walmart, I'm sure. I know this I have to get at, this I have to get on Amazon. So, we are going to do this like this so I don't get spray everywhere, because normally I would do this outside. And you're just going to spray over top of it. You want to get quite a bit on because the diamond dust is a little bit heavy, so it will stick. And this, the diamond dust comes out, it looks like little ice, you know, like little ice particles. Looks like I got a little bit too much there. See, so if you do have any little gluey marks or whatever, this is going to kind of cover it up. Now the other one I used I also put on it, and I didn't care for it. I put, maybe I should, yeah, I guess maybe the white does show up. Well, whatever, you can use the red or the white for the little gingham. So these should dry, you know, you should let them actually dry, because before the spray they're a little bit wet, but we're going to go ahead and so I can show you how to put them together. I'm just going to toss that off. So this is the one that I originally done. Now this one's looks a little bit more glittery because I used a glitter on it that was like a opal. I thought it was white, but I can see it had gold in it. So we are going to tier these up, you know, however you want to have them. Usually it's like 1, 2, 3. These are a little wet, but let's go like this. So however you want them, you just put your wire, and this is coated wire. So let's go up. And then when we put this one in, we're going to go to there. And then I just am going to wind it all around. And I should have not got these wet. I'm going to bring them down a little bit more. You love it? Isn't it cute? It's cute and it's really simple and it's fast. But I'm going to bring this one down just a little bit more because it's wet and it's kind of floppy. I'm going to put these closer together because they're floppier, because these two are wet. See, this one's nice and stiff because it's dry from the Maji Paji. Then I'm just going to wind it. All the way down. And I'm going to cut it off. I should have wound these up here, but I didn't. But let's just do it this way. You should start at the top. These should be dry when you're doing them so that they're... Then you take your floral windy stuff. I forget what this is called, but it's in the floral department. And you use it to wind it around your stuff. And with this, you want to stretch it. And it's kind of sticky feeling, you know. And you can bring it all the way up to the end of that if you want to. I just am not going to because of that being wet, and I don't want to manipulate that anymore. So they really need to lay flat for maybe a couple of hours for the Mod Podge to dry before you do this part of it. And this, you just wrap it around and you do it tight and bring it all the way down. And it feels kind of sticky, but that's what holds it together. Yeah, I usually just will do it that way. And you can, you know, depending on how, because you can make these and sell them. You can make them look just like they are professionally done. Once this is all done, it looked like someone made it. Or you could put a stick in between this too if you really wanted to make it on the wire. They sell this. I have those too, the long sticks. Which maybe I should have done that too. Probably should have. But I'll show you those. And then you can just put this around it. If they are not, because I don't want to, they actually need to dry. But this is what I'm talking about. One of these sticks like this. If you put this on there, which I will after all this dries, and then I will wind this around there on top of there with the floral stuff to make it stiff. So then they'll stand up, and they'll stand up after they have dried because they're quite wet. And that's it for tonight. You guys have any questions, just let me know. Next week I plan on doing the next week I'm going to make the snowman head next Monday. So I hope you can join me then. Hopefully I'll have all my stuff. And I'll show you a picture of these as a finished product. And I want to thank all of you for stopping in with me tonight. And I hope you learned something. And if you have any info or anything that you want me to do, just let me know. Or, you know, contact me if you would need something. And I can see that there's an issue here with the internet tonight. I'm not sure what it is, but whatever. But thank you. I will see you guys next week.